Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Friends in the Wild podcast. Mallie, really quick, I'm just jumping into this, okay? First of all, we have Mabel here, and she's probably going to jump down in a second, so we do want to address that first.
We just think she's so cute. She needed a little cameo
She really does.
every week, but she's kind of evil.
She is being a little wild.
She's currently gnawing on my hand.
She's
Goodbye.
so cute.
She has left the building. Just like Elvis.
Elvis?
Is that who it was? Who left the building? It was like in a movie or something. It was like Elvis has left the building.
I don't think I
They
know
don't
that.
just say that with every person who leaves buildings.
Just when people leave buildings, that's
Yeah.
what that's referring to.
Anyways, welcome back, guys. We hope that you all have had an amazing week. And your
Yeah.
Friday is only getting better because
happy
you're now
Friday.
listening.
Sorry.
I know. The best day of the week. Arguably.
It really is the best day of the week, and I feel like we always forget that when we're recording, that this is going to come out on the best day of the week.
Because we never record on a Friday. It's never
Exactly.
Friday.
Yeah.
But anyways.
So happy Friday. It's going to be September, isn't it, when this comes out?
I have no idea. Let me check the calendar.
I kind of think so.
The
The 25th?
Today's the 25th. It'll be the 30th.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Okay. So Saturday will be, or no, Sunday.
well, yeah, it'll be September Eve.
Yeah, September Eve. And September really is like the kickoff of fall, I think. I have some really cute fall decor that I'm just trying not to put up yet. I was going to do it now because I start my classes tomorrow and I know I'm going to be super busy, but I think that'll be a good little study break to get out all the fall stuff.
Yeah, whenever I was in school, I would dedicate a day after an exam or something where I could turn on. Can you hear Mabel?
Yeah. But it's not too bad.
You know what? She just threw her toys at me. I'm so sorry if you hear growling in the background. My dog is throwing her toys across the room. Anyways,
it just sounds like clamoring. She's okay.
I would set aside a day and make it a self-care day. Turn on Gilmore Girls, go to Starbucks, get a fall drink. But I have to say I've already had one.
You have?
Already, yeah.
What'd you get?
I got the apple crisp macchiato.
Ooh, yeah.
It was actually really good.
I love the apple stuff.
I usually am one for holding off, but I fell into it and it was delicious and I don't have any regrets.
On Wednesday of orientation, maybe Thursday, there was a guy at Starbucks and I was like, oh my gosh, it's almost time for fall drinks. And he was like, no, it is. This is a pumpkin spice latte. I was like, oh, okay, perfect.
He said, no, you're wrong.
Yeah.
He's on it.
I was just trying to make a new friend and he was like, you're an idiot.
You're an idiot. How did you not know this?
Drinks, so.
You mean you didn't go this morning before class?
Yeah.
What a loser.
He wanted nothing to do with me after that. I was like, honestly, I don't blame you. I do want to say, this is what I started to say at the very beginning. I went to church this morning and then went to eat with two of my friends. And I told them, I had actually, the way that everyone found out, not everyone, just my group of friends found out that I have a podcast. Well, I told two of them that I met last week. But one girl, I accidentally, we were in the same room, okay? And I accidentally followed her on our podcast Instagram. And she was like, wait, Laura Grace, what's your Instagram? And I was like, my heart started pounding. I was like, oh my gosh, I think I just followed you on my podcast Instagram accidentally. It was, obviously it's not that big of a deal as we were saying last week, but it was. No,
it kind of is. Did she follow us back?
She did follow us back. And all of my friends are think it's so fun and whatever. Of course, because people aren't evil, But,
yeah. No, I walked into work the other night and I was like, LG moved. And they're like, what are you going to do about the podcast? I was like, it's virtual, guys. Don't worry. It's virtual. We've got it figured out.
Well, that's so funny.
Slightly figured out.
We're getting it figured out.
Exactly. So today we're recording and it is a Sunday. So
yes,
just a lazy day.
But anyway, I didn't finish my story. I'm sorry. I got into a different story in the middle of it. So I was eating lunch with them today and one of them was like, what's your podcast name? And she was like, you wouldn't tell me. And I was like, oh, this is what I said to her. exactly. Like, I said it precisely like this. It's called Friends in the Wild. And then I thought,
Friends in the Wild?
Friends in the Wild? Who am I? And I was
Not
like, and see,
wild gaining a syllable.
I know. And see, I kind of just did it again. I need to, I know that I'm making a bigger deal out of this than anyone else cares about, but like, I'm gonna need to make a conscious effort to keep saying Friends in the Wild, ice cream, right?
Yeah,
Like,
you need to, every night before you go to bed, say a few words in the
Yeah.
mirror just to keep yourself accountable.
yeah. And I need to like talk to you, talk to my family. It's
Yeah, maybe it's like a personal flaw of yours that you're just not talking to you've kind of just like up and left everyone.
yeah,
You know?
yeah. I'm just like
You don't
abandoning.
call home, you don't do anything.
No, I definitely do. I feel like I'm on the phone all the time when I'm at my apartment. But I'm going to have to be less because I'm going to have to read all the time. And by the way, I've started reading. Yesterday I have contracts on Monday. So I read for my contracts class for like 3.5 hours. And, but they say, I read for 3.5 hours. And I will say, this is just, I'm going to give you guys updates as we go along. I know some of you definitely don't care about my law school experience, but I want to share it. It's my podcast, so I'm going to.
It's our podcast.
It's half my podcast. So it was interesting what we were talking about, or what I was reading about. It was these two cases, very interesting. But it's just so dense and so, like, legal writing has to be very succinct and precise. So you know that everything that you're reading, it's not just fluff. Like, you really need to understand it. So every single paragraph, I'm reading it 3 times to make, like, just to really get it, because it's like the opposite of watered down, whatever that would be, like it's so high level kind of.
It's very concentrated.
Yes. And they say that very quickly you get better at reading those cases. So hopefully I will. I think I will. Like, I can see how the improvement would come.
Yeah.
Because I would read something that I would be like, I need to go through this word by word. It's like reading the King James Version of the Bible, honestly.
That's exactly what I thought of.
Yeah.
It's like, that's how I feel when I read the Bible, because it's just like, you blink and you've got to go back 5 verses.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like a foreign language because they use like thee and thou and stuff.
We were actually talking at my new preacher was talking about that at church today, actually. He was saying which this is like maybe controversial in East Tennessee, but he was saying you need to read your Bible and you need to do what your Bible says. And if you're not going to read your King James Bible, then get a Common English Bible or like get a whatever, But again, that's neither here nor there. I'm just sharing. Okay.
Thank you for sharing.
But anyway, yeah. So I've started reading. I have hours more to do today. So yeah.
Awesome. But at least, I will say, at least you have a cozy apartment where you can just like,
you know what?
Bundle up and read a good book.
Yes.
Not very good, but not for the plot or anything. But at least you have a space that is conducive of a nice reading environment.
That's very true. I kind of am obsessed with my apartment. Like, I just love to be here, And that's so good. I think I might have already said that, but
yeah, I'm very excited to come.
Me too.
See ya. Also, we need to give an update to the listeners about how our boys are doing now that they are roommates.
Yeah. So yeah, we do have to talk about our significant others. Before we do, before I forget, Ryan wants me to cut my hair for some reason because he's out to get me.
He hates you?
Yeah.
It's the only reasonable answer.
He wants me to be hideous so no one else likes me. No, I'm just kidding. But he has been on a kick where he's like, I wonder what you would look like with short hair. So he put it in an AI generator.
No.
Which is like psychotic behavior. He just doesn't have enough to do. And
yeah, tell him to like study.
Tell
him to read a book.
I can't wait to send you these. This is crazy. I have to maybe like post one on our story or something because some of them actually look like me though. This is weird. Okay. Anyway, that was a little warning about the dangers of AI because if you see me with short hair, it's not real, okay? I'm not cutting my hair anytime soon.
But our men now live together in their college town, and they have just been hanging out every day. the first day, they went and got breakfast together and then went putt-putting. The second day,
they
went golfing. And they also informed me that, they don't feel like they're as close as we are just yet, but it won't take long to surpass us, and they will be starting a podcast.
And did they give you a name of the podcast?
Bros in College.
I think that they can come up with something better than that,
I would hope so. If that's the title, then the content is going to be very subpar.
Yeah, I'm terrified for what they will talk about.
But it's going smoothly. Yeah. Has Ryan talked to you about anything?
Well, Ryan doesn't have a car currently, so because it broke. So right now they're kind of being forced to be together, but I'm sure even when they're not.
Oh, so when he gets his car back, it'll be
that'll be the
end.
That'll be the end of this friendship. Yeah, no,
okay.
Yeah, not really, not like anything of note. I wouldn't say.
Well, that's good, I guess. Is he having a good time?
Yeah, he is.
Good.
He likes it. Which he doesn't have as many in-person classes, which doesn't bother him, but I wish he did, just so he would be on campus.
To get the experience a little bit more. But he can always just go to the library and study. And
for sure,
They basically live on campus, so it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mabel's biting my toe. She's chasing her tail, and each lap around she bites my toe.
You took her antler away, so she's resorting to
violence.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, let's tell them what we're going to talk about this week. This week, we are reading your all stories yet again. I wish we could just do this every week. Personally, this is my favorite type of episode.
Me too.
And since everyone's going back to school, getting new roommates, we thought we would do worst roommate stories. So I'm super excited. Do you have any stories that stand out?
No, we've had my roommates on. I think that
you don't want to air their dirty laundry now.
No, we kind of did. Me and Kerrigan never did dishes. Jana was the only one that did dishes.
Very true.
So freshman year, I roomed with Jana. Sophomore year, there's someone right outside my door. They're just walking by, but still, it's so loud and creaky in here. But sophomore year, I roomed with Jana and Kerrigan, and then all the way through. And I also lived in Nashville's first semester and had excellent roommates there. I love every single one of them so much. In fact, I could cry thinking about them. But yeah, I've always had, I really think, even when I would go to 4-H events, week-long events, I would always have pretty good roommates. I don't think I have any really horrible stories.
No. I mean, when I was a kid, me and my sister shared a room. And then when I was in college, I lived by myself. And I was trying to think back to when I went to 4-H camp or Girls State, the roommates that I had then. And nothing really stood out except this memory did come to mind but this is a sleepover. One time me, my sister, and my cousin were sleeping over together. And I was the youngest, so I was literally a victim.
Of course.
They took eyeliner while I was asleep and drew all over my face. And I woke up because I obviously felt something. I was like, there's something on my face. And they were like, no, there's literally not. Let's go downstairs. And in the middle of the night, I'm like, okay. Well, her brothers and cousins had just gotten back from coon hunting. So everyone was in the living room.
Wow.
And I go downstairs. They give me a cup of tea. They're all just talking about me. Or talking to me. And they had literally drew all over my face. They took every mirror down in the house and told me that her brother takes the mirrors coon hunting to pop his pimples at night. So I believed them.
How old were
obviously. You? I want to say probably 6 or 7. I was
so
pretty
sad.
Young. And all the guys are just talking to me. And then
how old were they?
Oh, they were teenagers. They're literally being mean to me. But I finally go into the bathroom because, that mirror's mounted on the wall.
Right.
And see that there's drawings all over my face. And then her mom woke up and came out and got on to everyone. She had my back. She's a real one.
She is.
But Kara, if you're listening, it's burned in my memory.
That's so sad. Why do people do stuff like that to little girls?
I don't know.
Evil.
But it was kind of funny. it's funny how extensive the lie was. Like, they took all the mirrors down, went downstairs, told all the guys before I went down there, like, do not say anything. We have literally abused Mally. Do not.
Yeah.
And then they all followed through with it.
They vandalized you.
But I could smell fingernail polish. I guess her eyeliner smelled like fingernail polish or something.
Yeah, they're using the cheap stuff on you.
Yeah, literally. I was like, at least put some quality on my face. Jeez. Have some standards.
Yeah. That's so funny.
Anyways, that's all I could really think of. But
I think I did that to my brother one time.
Like I'm sure I've done it to someone.
Drew mustaches and stuff on him.
Yeah. It's funny. I'm not mad at him. I've healed.
So are you ready to dive in? Do you have anything to share about your week?
I've just been working, really.
Yeah.
We did celebrate Madison's youngest son turning 1 yesterday.
That's so
It was so cute. It was like a bounce house place, and he had a really good time. And now he's like walking. Like, he's starting to take steps.
That's crazy.
So I'm very excited for him.
I feel like he should be like an infant.
Oh, for sure. Hold on, I was turning my do not disturb on.
Okay. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Mine, I have like 2 long ones and a couple short ones. So this one says, my roommate had COVID and never told me when I got it. She moved out without paying rent.
So wait, read it again.
Her roommate had COVID and never told her. Then when she got COVID, her roommate moved out and didn't pay rent.
Huh.
So she literally gave her COVID, and then whenever she actually had got it, she moved out.
Yeah.
Didn't pay rent. Just like, peace out. How dare you have COVID?
Wow. COVID gave people like a whole new way to be mean to others, you know?
Seriously. All right, you read one.
Okay. That's actually, wait. I'm trying to like put myself in that position.
You have to pay double rent.
Well,
unless your landlord is forgiving.
Yeah, no way that's gonna happen. Like, they're getting that whole amount. That actually happened. I feel like I can probably share this. So this girl that was in school with me, like, we had 126 people in our class on Monday of orientation, and someone, like, her roommate had dropped out like the week before, and she couldn't pay the rent, so she's like not in our class anymore. I don't know if she deferred or if she like just couldn't do it, but because she couldn't afford the rent by herself. So that's always just kind of, I mean, obviously I'm sure that other person had like extenuating circumstances that they couldn't come or whatever.
But so she just had to drop out of law school because she couldn't pay rent?
Yeah, and I'm hoping that like she could defer so she can just start next year. But yeah,
that's terrible.
Awful? I know.
Yeah.
Man. Anyway,
that's sad because like this isn't undergrad. This is like career changing stuff.
And I always think like about stuff like that, about like one person deciding not to come. One person can really influence like the whole culture of your class, you know?
Yeah.
So I wonder like just how it would have been different. You know, just like the 2 different paths at it. Like the butterfly effect kind of thing. I always think about that kind of stuff. Anyway, so I got some from my favorite Facebook group, of course. Those girls are so loyal. Anyway, this one says, I had a roommate in college, a 4-person dorm, mind you, who would put moldy food in my mini fridge. She never asked to use it. One time she woke me up at 2:30 a.m. on a Tuesday because she was sitting in the middle of the floor with lights on and music playing while sitting there bleaching her hair with no gloves. When asked what she was doing,
like lifting the color.
Yeah.
Okay.
When asked what she was doing, she stated, "Oh, just dyeing my hair. She never dyed it. It was it was orange in chunks for the rest of the semester because she had black hair and she didn't put the bleach on her whole head."
Sounds like she was going through it. You can't even be mad at her.
Yeah,
she's going through something.
Like a strange person, you know?
Some people, like, it's not a worse roommate. They're just weird.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
She did put moldy food in her mini fridge.
Yeah. Now that's a little too far. But you know what? She was harming herself more than you when she was dyeing her hair at 2:30 in the morning.
I know. Oh, that's so awkward.
Okay. I once had a roommate who was only allergic to flowers when I got them. So people would give her flowers and she loves them. And then when someone gives you flowers, she's like, oh, I'm allergic.
Oh, actually, I'm allergic. A lot of people are kind of like that. They're just select. It's like selective hearing. They're selective allergic to stuff.
That's me.
Yeah, it literally is.
No, that would be, imagine like them making you throw your flowers out.
I know.
I'd be like, no.
Or like just keep them in your room, or whatever.
Just change the tag on them to say for her instead of for you. So
yeah, just put them on the counter. Okay, the next one. I loved my roommates in college, but one time my roommate made a broccoli cheese casserole and then left it in the oven instead of the fridge. Just wait. Then she left the country on vacation and we found it a week later. Took us forever to figure out where the smell was coming from.
The oven?
I know. Left it in the oven.
Is that like a cultural thing?
No, well, sometimes like my mom will keep stuff in the oven like for a couple hours, like if someone's coming home, just so like no bugs get on it or whatever. But I guess she just forgot about it and then left the country.
So she made a casserole, didn't eat it.
Yeah.
Completely left it in the oven.
I'm a little shaky about that part. Like, why did she make the casserole? Maybe she was leaving it for her other roommates.
Right. She's like, it's a parting gift.
Yeah.
It's in the oven. Don't forget it's in the oven.
Yeah.
Actually, it's their fault. She told them to not forget.
Probably.
And they did. It's okay.
Yeah.
She made you a casserole, guys. Be grateful.
Yeah, seriously.
Oh, geez. Okay. My freshman year roommate vanished midway through the year and left everything.
Wait, just left all her stuff?
No, I think you might need to call someone, like the FBI.
I'm hoping that you filed a missing persons report.
Actually, I'm going to screenshot this person's name. So when they're on the news in a couple of weeks, we'll know what happened.
Crazy. Left all their stuff?
Honestly, if she had cute clothes, score for you.
Yeah. You just get double.
You just like absorb her stuff.
Yeah, and people buy a bunch of stuff for their college dorms. Yeah,
I was about to say
a bunch of random stuff
you don't need, but you don't know that you don't need it yet, and it's like it's a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
Score for you though. If she had good style,
that's crazy.
Nice.
I would love to know like
what happened.
Follow up of that story. Please give us one if you have it. Whoever left that.
Yeah, if you ever found out.
Okay. This person said, my friends love this story. It's not really a horror story because we did get along, but me and my roommate were just two very different people. Anyways, my sophomore year at UTK, I had a random roommate. We didn't talk much, but everything was civil. Anyways, one night I went out and came back to the dorm at like 3 a.m. When I opened the door, there was a huge Doberman that came running at me. I hurried and got out because, no joke, the dog was about to attack me. I called my roommate like 100 times before she answered, and I was like, hey, did you get a dog? What's going on? I can't go inside because he's super aggressive. And she goes, oh, I'm sorry. I forgot to tell you I got a dog. And hung up. I couldn't go to my room until 9 p.m. the next night. So wait, 3 a.m. to 9 p.m.? Okay.
Okay.
When she got home,
go?
The dog up. Aside from the dog being super aggressive, even after I had been around him, literally, if I came out of my room, he would growl and try to bite me. I'm super allergic to dogs that shed, so my eyes stayed swollen shut, and I could hardly breathe in our dorm, so I ended up moving out. That's so funny.
That kind of sucks. Imagine being like that scared in your own home.
Yeah. No,
Dobermans are I'm sure they're great dogs, but they can be scary and I'm assuming very loyal.
Dogs are kind of scary. Like any big dog, I'm a little bit afraid of, especially after Ryan got attacked.
Yeah.
And I saw it happen. I witnessed it.
No. Sometimes, like, I was dog sitting once, and this dog was going crazy, and, like, I got scared for my life. I'm not kidding. And I was like, I've never felt this way around a dog, and it was terrifying.
Because some of them are so unpredictable.
Right. And they're animals. Like,
yeah.
Except Mabel. She's not.
No, of course. She's like this.
She's actually resting now on the floor. Thank goodness.
She's a human.
She was out of hand.
She's a human, pretty much.
Actually, we were taking her on a walk the other night, and this girl we know stopped, and she's like, she has human eyes. I was like, yeah, no, don't talk about it. She does have human eyes, and it's a little freaky. Sometimes they're so cute, so it's fine. She does cute things, so.
Yeah. She's adorable.
Okay. Not really a horror story about my roommates, but one time our dishwasher fell out of the cabinet.
I love, like, when stuff like that happens when you're in college, it's kind of, like, so fun because, first of all, you have a story to tell everybody, you know? Like,
Yeah.
my dishwasher fell out of the cabinet today, you know?
Up the wall.
Yeah.
It's just, like, the random out-of-hand things. I do remember in my apartment, my power would go out all the time, and I'd have to go, like, flip the breakers. If I plugged too much stuff in,
Yeah.
I'd be cooking, and then the power would go out.
Or, like, drying your hair.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was when I was in Nashville. Me and Annika, one of my other roommates, always would have our heaters going because it was, like, spring semester, it was cold, and we were just heater people, and we would plug them up to, like, the same, I don't know, unit, like, where it would be on the same switch, breaker, I don't know. But we would, like, very frequently have to go flip the breaker. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Funny. I feel like something crazy did happen in my apartment, but I can't remember what it was. I had to have the maintenance guys come over a few times, but that is terrifying.
Yeah.
Living alone and having a maintenance person come. I always told them to come when I was at class. Literally steal my stuff. It's fine. I just don't want to be there.
But then I'm like, okay, I need to read this next story and then I'll say what I'm going to say. Are you ready?
Yeah.
This one's really good. I have a few crazy roommate stories, but this is the craziest. In college, I lived in a house with 5 guys. The guy in the next room moved in around the same time, and we decided to put locks on our doors because no one ever locked the front door. He bought the locks and put them on our doors, important for later, she said. We became good friends and even friends with benefits on occasion. But he had an on and off girlfriend that lived far away. It was strictly casual and when they were not together, or so I thought. One day, shortly after the girlfriend visited, he professed his love to me after I, quote, blew him off to hang out with someone else. I was shocked and we stopped talking for a while. Eventually, things went back to normal and we stayed friends. Fast forward about a month. I woke up one morning and saw something strange above my door frame, so I stood on my bed and looked. It was a wireless camera, pointing down at my bed. This is my worst nightmare. How could this happen? I had a lock on my door. I called the police and they said it could only be viewed if connected to our Wi-Fi. They took all the guys' phones and brought them in for questioning, but I had a feeling I knew who it was. When I got home, I tried the key to my door in my roommate's lock and it worked, so it was just the same lock. He then tried to bribe me to not go to the police by offering to pay my rent for the rest of the year. He was kicked out. I got a restraining order and moved. The best/worst part, he was a manager at a hotel. Who knows how many he had put up before. Is that
Oh no, that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Ew. Literally, how do you rest after that?
No, I could not. I have like a fear that in my bathroom there's like a vent that I can, like, you know when you're in the shower you're just like looking around at the ceiling. There's a vent and like I need to get up there in a ladder and just make sure there's not a camera right there. I'm just like convinced there is for some reason. But
ew,
that's terrifying.
No, that's terrible. And it was someone you trusted.
Yeah,
like someone you lived with. I mean, loved in a capacity of like a friend, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Betray you like that? Watch you while you're sleeping?
No.
And doing whatever?
Terrifying.
Ew. People are crazy.
No, that stuff, I don't mess around with that stuff. Like, that is the scariest thing in the world to me. And you know how in a lot of, I think about this whenever I'm terrified late at night sometimes. You know how in a lot of, like, crime shows, if a girl's, like, being stalked, the stalker will, like, send her pictures of herself, like, in her bed and stuff?
If that ever happens to me, okay, last night, this is how scared I am. Last night, it was like 2 a.m., and I was asleep on the couch because Mabel fell asleep with me, and I didn't want to move because she was being cute. So, we're both asleep, and all of a sudden, I hear something hit the front door. And it sounds like sometimes we let Mabel just roam by herself, but we'll leave the door cracked, so she just comes up and jumps at the door, and it opens, and she'll come in. It sounded like that. It sounded like she had jumped at the front door. So my heart immediately in my butt. I could, like, Mabel is laying on my legs. I can feel her heartbeat in my legs. She's terrified. She's sitting straight up. And usually she would, like, go and bark and look. So immediately I was like, oh no. So I lay there for 5 minutes. Obviously, because I'm like, if I'm still, no one will see me. All the lights are off. You know, you can't see in if there's no lights on. I call Colin. He's still awake, and I'm like, hey, someone's at the front door. He was like, I'm sorry, what? But our alarm was on, so I was good. So I eventually get up to like check. A bag had fell in the kitchen. It fell off a chair.
That's the worst when you like, okay, this is something that I've been thinking here. When you like think a sound is in a different place than it is, and you're like, oh no, I know that was like in my apartment, but really it was like on the street, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that would happen to me all the time because I lived like on a busy sidewalk when I lived alone, and I could see shadows walk by my window. Oh my gosh, terrifying. One time someone like did just like knock on my window and run.
No.
And I was done.
Don't mess with me. You know, like leave me alone. I'm in my home. Leave me alone.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, this one's kind of long. Okay. Also, someone has never started a story like this, so I'm excited to read it. It says, "Hey girls, love the podcast."
Thank you so much.
Thanks. I'm replying to your crazy roommate story on here because it's a little long. I didn't have to read that. She just sent me a DM. Okay. Last fall, me and this girl decided to be roommates for our freshman year at Belmont after talking over Instagram and meeting in person. Once everything was fine in the beginning, then, by the first week of school, she was drinking all week long and never going to class. I was a little concerned, but I brushed it off because it's her life, not mine. But then she started out of her way to be mean to me. Literally anything she could say, she would. Example, "Ew, why do you get spray tans? You always look bad." Just little things like that all the time, which hurt my feelings, TBH, obviously. So I decided to ask her why she was always mean to me. She responded with just my personality. It's just my personality. She needs a Brita for her mouth.
Immediate no.
Fast forward the week before Thanksgiving. Everything hits the fan. I come home from the mall on Monday night and she's drinking and smoking pot in our room.
No, not the dorm room at Belmont, too.
Yeah. Okay. She's with a bunch of random people I don't know, so I just walk in and set my stuff down. Well, they go to the lobby of our building and continue their activities there. I tell my friends about the whole situation, and they decide to go down to the lobby and see what's happening. Fast forward, they end up getting into an argument with her. Well, she comes back upstairs in more colorful language, says some bad things are going to happen to me. So then I go about my night, even though I'm scared at the point she's going to come back down to the lobby, and then her friends threaten to kill my friends. Wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. Comes back upstairs and in more colorful language says some bad things are going to happen to me. So then I go about my night, even though I'm scared. At that point, she goes back down to the lobby, and then her and her friends threaten to kill my friends. Yep, read it right. One of them shops for guns. Sober. And openly. I'm sorry, she said one of them shops for guns sober. So in their sober state, they do that.
And openly background information about this one friend.
Yeah. And openly talked about what he would do if he could get away with it. Yeah. I get scared what she might do to me, so I don't sleep in my bed that night. Fast forward, campus security got involved. They determined one of her friends was a danger to himself/others, so he went to a treatment center and she stopped speaking to me and later moved out. I'm so sorry. What?
All of this at Belmont.
Literally at Belmont.
I am shook.
Yeah. No, like, A, they're brave to do that in the lobby.
They're brave.
Those activities.
I have no words for this. Is literally criminal activity.
But, I'm kind of glad that it happened because God knows what would have happened if, that guy didn't get help.
That's true. He shops for guns sober. I'm assuming it's the same one.
And then talks about what he would do if he could get away with it.
Yeah, no, that's really terrifying.
Yeah. I'm glad you're okay.
Me too.
I'm so glad you listened to our podcast.
Same. It saves lives. Mabel.
I'm literally dead sleep. This is what she does. She thinks she hears something at the door. She's barking.
That's what I was trying to say a minute ago. If I had a dog, sorry to leave this story, but
we'll circle back.
Yeah, we have to. If I had a dog, I would be so scared if it like just got up and went to a door, like got up and went to a window and started like looking and was scared. That's another reason I don't need a dog. So I would be so terrified.
Yeah, and like most times she's pretty accurate. Like the mailman will be here and I won't know it. Anyways, back to this girl. We're so glad you're safe. Hope you found some better roommates. And
wait, let's go back to the beginning of this though. It's just her personality that she says, "Why do you always get spray tans? They never look good."
She obviously is not a friend in the wild. Like you just wouldn't be her friend.
No, and that's what I was thinking. Since like being here, you know, and I'm kind of like I'm kind of like
a sociopath.
Yep. Associating myself in a new like circle of people. I'm like, I don't want to be friends with people who are mean. You know, I just like don't want to surround myself with them. But in this situation, you have to be around her. So I think you did the best you could do.
Yeah, you're stuck with her. Yeah, you called the law, that's what we should tell everyone to do. If someone's mean to you, immediately call the law.
If they're mean and they say it's just their personality, 911.
Jail time.
Immediately.
No, that's actually crazy. My personality.
Like,
find a new one.
Seriously? We've been through this.
We've been through this. The Brita for your mouth. It can be a multi-purpose Brita.
Yeah.
Brita for your personality.
You don't just have no filter. It's not just your personality. You're a mean person.
Yeah.
Like,
you're evil.
Fix it, you know?
Mm-mm.
Read your Bible.
King James. It'll take you a little while, but you can do it.
King James or Common English, according to my pastor.
Common English. Oh, it's your turn.
Okay.
I think I only have one more after this also.
I have, this one's really long, but I think it's good.
I'm sat.
You're sat. Let me cook. By the way, I've been thinking that the phrase let him cook or let them cook is hilarious recently.
It is pretty funny.
It's like, that's a little section of brain rot that I think is so hilarious. But I can't get into like what the sigma skibbity toilet, like,
yeah,
that's too much.
Forgot those existed.
Yeah, you should continue forgetting. Okay. This person said, my sophomore year of college, I lived with 3 other girls. I haven't actually read this, so this is going to be a surprise to us all. My sophomore year of college, I lived with 3 other girls in student housing, and one of the girls, I guess, decided she no longer wanted to be my friend. We had been what I considered good friends freshman year, doing almost everything together. So when we were planning to choose a new apartment to move into, she decided to invite the apartment. So when we were planning to choose a new apartment to move into, she decided to invite the apartment across the way because she had become super good friends with one of the girls. Then she proceeded to blindside everyone and kick me out of the apartment plan, keeping my other 2 roommates, saying she wanted to live with one because it was her freshman year roommate and the other one because she was the same major as the other roommate. Okay. And saying that she wanted to live with one of the girls across the way. This caused issues for like a week before the other girl who replaced me felt bad and eventually went back on our current arrangement and signed a lease as the 4 original of us for a new place junior year. Okay. Well, throughout this time, the girl, my roommate, started to isolate me and would purposefully do things to annoy me. She turned the dishes around so that cups had standing water to dry. That's kind of evil. That's like a super small thing, but evil.
No, that's actually smart. I'll be adopting that.
And she even encouraged my other roommates to do it, too. That's crazy.
Everybody come. Turn the cups over.
It's a conspiracy. Okay. Come to find out, in the spring semester, she apparently would lie to my roommates and say I'm busy or in other cases. Oh, okay, sorry. She apparently would lie to my other roommates and say I'm busy, purposefully not inviting me to things amongst a bunch of other stuff. Also, apparently the other girl did know about the apartment arrangement, but had said it wasn't for sure, just discussed. But they even toured a 5-bedroom place because the other girl didn't want to leave one of her roommates behind. This exclusion and pettiness went on from fall break to March, when my other roommates and the girl across the way got together and realized what was actually going on. At the end of my sophomore year, we decided to confront her, and she gaslit us. Basically, her only response was to say, I'm sorry you feel that way. No accountability whatsoever. She also blamed us for some other stuff that was just crazy. I did unfortunately end up living with her for 2 more years, a grand total of 3, and that's just one story at the tip of the iceberg. Lots of double standards and hypocrisy, and it's crazy to think about.
Jeez. Honestly, she kind of sounds like a mastermind.
Yeah, I think she's just a mean girl.
She's like a cult leader, I fear. That's turning the cups over is cracking me up.
Let's just read that part again, because is she leaving water in the cups inside the cabinet? Because that's
I would assume.
That's maniacal.
Not you filling up your cup with water and there's like warm water.
Yeah.
You know how that has to harbor some bacteria or something.
And it would stink, I think.
Ew.
Wait, where's the cup part? She turned the dishes around so that cups had standing water to dry.
Yeah, like, you know how you put them upside down? She flipped it another way, so they wouldn't. Literally just being a menace.
Literally.
Cracking.
That's like a creative way to be evil to someone. Okay, anyway, do you have another one?
Yeah, this is my last one. Okay, this isn't as bad now as it seemed then, but I had a roommate I never met, and she was how did you never meet them?
Never
I had a roommate I never met. We were virtual roommates. I had a roommate I never met, and she was the complete opposite of me. She was very messy, and I was clean. I went out of town one weekend and told her I wasn't going to be at the apartment. My plans got changed. My sister came to town, and she wanted to see where I lived. I walked into the apartment, and the smell of shrimp was so strong it literally made me... Jumbo shrimp. Literally made my throat start to swell. I have a severe allergy to shrimp.
Oh my gosh, no way.
And there was crusty mac and cheese everywhere.
Everywhere.
Her bras were in the sink. My trash can for the kitchen was beat up.
Wait, did you have a washer and dryer?
No. I was mortified and we left. I was okay, BTW. Thank you for clearing that up. When I confronted her, she blocked me and didn't say anything to me. She was also a vegetarian and had a weird problem with my packaged ham and bacon touching her vegetables.
And why did it smell like shrimp if she was a vegetarian?
Again, it was packaged. Also made hamburger helper and she ate it, ? The way this is written in is cracking me. So that was weird. She said, so that was weird. I ended up moving out 3 weeks later. She was too much for me.
You were too much for me. You were cracking me up, girl. I love the way you write. You should write novels.
A roommate I had never met.
I also made hamburger helper and she ate it. So that was weird.
I was okay, BTW. The fact that we didn't even dwell on her severe allergy to shrimp, we're like, okay, moving on.
We always are getting allergy stories, I feel like.
Yeah, we need to write in worst allergy stories.
No, that would be some good ones, probably. Remember when the guy had eaten like shellfish or something and the girl was allergic and they kissed and like her lips swelled up?
No, but like this might gross you out, telling you that I actually do kiss the man that I plan on marrying.
Oh, that is disgusting, but continue.
If he eats tree nuts, I'd say do not get near me. Like, don't even kiss me on the cheek.
Oh.
I'm not here to play any games.
No.
You know? I'm as serious as a heart attack or serious as anaphylactic shock.
It's hard to say. Serious as a tree nut allergy.
Yeah. No, we would actually probably get some good ones. Because, like, accidental stories, you know? Like, one time in 4th grade, my teacher gave me a dessert, and she didn't know.
Yeah.
And I didn't know. And then she felt bad. And then I sued her and stuff.
And she's fired and, like...
Yeah. And actually, then she went to jail for child endangerment.
Yeah, of course.
That's a joke.
Okay, are we ready for this one? I think this one might be literally insane. Okay.
I'm ready.
I had a roommate in college that was in a relationship with our neighbor when I moved in. He would come over every now and then, and we never really talked. One night I was sleeping and I heard him dragging my roommate through the apartment.
Oh.
He literally hit every wall with her body and she screamed so loud. I came out with a bat, but at this point she was outside getting in his car and the neighbor in front of us had come out with his gun. The neighbor had called the police, but they never showed up. She decided to stop talking to him. Good decision. But he was our neighbor. We started to hear him through the wall talk to himself and sometimes even scream at no one. Oh no, this is like mentally deranged.
No.
I came home one day to find him in the stairwell hiding. And I was like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "They're here for me. Don't you see it? They're trying to kill me. No, this is sad."
No.
I've never left so fast before. I reached out to his family on Facebook and they actually came and got him into a psychiatric center. He was there for a few weeks and came back. My roommate started talking to him again and he began to come over again. I was a little hesitant about him still, even though he was medicated. Everything was fine though, and his lease was ending soon and they decided to have him move in. Oh, so he's moving into like her place.
Oh gosh.
I was not so much on board. Don't blame you. I left for a week to visit my fiance, now husband, and I came back.
Way to go.
Congratulations. Let's see. I came home to my roommate in tears. He had rummaged through her whole room looking for cameras. What is the recurring theme here? Because he knew she was trying to catch him being crazy, but now he was my roommate and on the lease. He came home and slept on the couch a few weeks. My girl roommate and I went to work one day, only to come back and find tiny sticky notes all over the apartment that said, "I know you were here. I know you were watching. No, I'm terrified." And he had draped a nun costume over her lamp in her bedroom and once again threw everything out of her drawers. I told her I couldn't deal with this anymore and I needed to leave. She agreed to let me out of the lease and I left. They're now married. She isn't very present on social media anymore. No, that's so sad. I hope she's okay.
Laura Grace, could you imagine walking in and seeing a nun costume?
No,
on your where did he get that?
Notes.
No, this is sad. It's terrifying, but it's sad.
Obviously, he has deeper.
He needs
issues.
help.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That first of all is terrifying.
Secondly, and to be really the girl, you know, because she has to love him to some capacity.
Yeah.
That is so sad.
Yeah, definitely.
I hope that they're both healed.
Yeah, but like to be this girl writing in, like this is just your roommate that this is happening to, and you're just like
I didn't sign up for this.
Exactly. No, that's awful.
And to know he like went through your stuff while you were gone.
Yeah.
I'm glad you got out.
Same.
And I hope that they're well.
Me too.
That's terrifying. I
can't believe they got married. That's scary. Let me make sure I don't have any more.
That's like a damper on our ending.
I know. I wish we had a funny one to end on.
I hope they're okay.
Okay. I think that's all I've got.
You're done?
Let me make certain.
Mabel, what is up with her today? She's like, these stories are freaking her out.
Yeah, that's all I have.
Okay. Those were crazy.
They were. Indeed.
Man. And there was like a recurring theme of cameras and people who got sent off to get help.
Yeah.
So, hope everyone's well.
I know.
And hope that you all have found a sanctuary to live in where you're safe.
Seriously. What story should we do next? Let's discuss it.
You know, I was thinking we're going to have to adopt something from a fellow podcast of ours. We need to do like horror stories when it gets close to Halloween.
I will do it for the podcast, but I will not be excited about it.
We'll do it during the daytime. And then we can have a sleepover so we have each other.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We can do it when we're home.
Yeah.
That has to be a sleepover episode.
Oh, for sure.
Like a perfect sleepover episode.
But we'll have to brainstorm some more story ones. We need to do like family drama when it gets close to the holidays because you know that's when it's all about to come to a head. If there's any other funny or interesting stories that you all would like to hear, write some in.
Please
text them to us, DM them, whatever.
Yeah.
These are my favorite episodes. They're just
me too. They're so fun.
Lighthearted. Yeah, and it's like user engagement, you know.
Definitely.
But I'm excited, and with the upcoming season, it's a whole new door of episodes that we can record. Like,
I know
we could do a totally trendy fall edition.
Oh yeah. Oh, that would be fun.
Yeah, so I'm just excited. I can't believe that fall is here.
I know. I'm so excited.
It is a crazy time indeed.
You know what episode I loved? The Sometimes Cupid Misses episode.
That's what I thought you were going to say. It really was so good.
It was so good. And if we could think of some way to do that for fall, like, you know, types of fall media, because I feel like there's a lot of like Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Gilmore Girls is fallish.
I feel like Gilmore Girls is like the fall vibe.
Yeah.
That's if you Google, you can find certain fall episodes. Whenever you decorate your apartment, you need to turn it on.
Definitely. And then like your TV is just a decoration too, you know?
Yeah.
It's so fun.
It's just a vibe.
I do want to say one thing. Carlin, my friend who I'm going to be in her wedding next summer. I'm so excited. I told you that, didn't I?
I think so, but I think I forgot. Sorry, Carlin.
It's okay. She told me earlier that I am, to her, the southern version of Amelia. What's her last name?
I don't know.
I don't know how to actually say it, but just hold on. Moldenberg. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right.
She's a podcaster and she's really funny.
Chicken shop date girl. She she interviewed Jack Harlow and it was really popular. And I just
wish that was you, huh?
I just want to, yeah, no, absolutely. And she also like was flirting with Jack Harlow. I definitely wish that was me. I love him. But I just want to publicly say thank you to Carlin because, first of all, she said I look like her, kinda.
Oh, for sure.
You see it?
Oh, well, you're blonde and
kind of like
I kind of do see it
ish, yeah. And also she said that I was funny like her, so
you know,
I'm not feeling too funny these days. I'm feeling so serious.
Well, you've had to tap into your studious side, so
am I gonna be boring for the rest of my life? What do you think?
Probably.
Lawyers are boring.
Yeah, you're gonna need like a side hustle, like a podcast or something.
Yeah, maybe like a weekly podcast with my best friend.
You know what? I was talking to Colin earlier, and he was one of their roommates is dating a girl that's in like a band or something. He was like, "Yeah, she's pretty legit. She's on Spotify and everything." And I was like, "I'm on Spotify."
Okay, I heard about this girlfriend too, and she's playing at the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, that's where they're at this weekend.
Yeah,
but I think he forgot that he's literally dating a podcaster.
Yeah,
not dating. He's like not really planning on marrying.
You know, planning on marrying, engaged.
Some might say.
I feel like planning on marrying means like a guy that you're dating seriously that you're planning on marrying. You're getting married.
Well, we're planning on it.
Here's your ring. Oh,
but anyways,
really quick. I'm just gonna ramble because it's the end of the episode. People who don't want to hear us ramble have already turned it off. I'm just gonna say whatever I want to say.
Yeah, probably at like 3 minutes in.
Yeah. Did you see the clip from Giggly Squad with Hannah Berner and Paige DeSorbo? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Do you ever see their clips on TikTok or anything?
I don't know.
You know Hannah Berner, though.
What is it? Honestly, I'm so bad with names. I'll Google her.
Clip. Anyway, Hannah is married to a guy named Des, and they were talking about how having a boyfriend or like being married is the ultimate pick me situation because like they picked you, you know, like literally you
chose me,
you know.
It's so pick me.
Hannah goes, yeah, as far as like the Des situation, Paige is like, you mean your marriage? And it was just so funny the way they said it.
That's literally me.
Yeah, and I aspire to be like them. They're my podcast like role models.
Now everyone around me that like has recently got engaged, I'm like, is it not so cringy? And they're like, kind of. Like I'm kind of starting a movement to get the ick from getting engaged.
But also saying boyfriend isn't much better.
No. I mean, I feel like saying husband might be the best because it's like, okay.
Yeah, like
we get it.
You're an adult, you know?
Like it's legal, you know?
Yeah.
So just any in between, nah, it's all weird.
No, boyfriend makes you feel like you're approximately 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fiance is like you're trying too hard.
You're trying way too hard.
Husband is like also a little bit cringe just because
I don't know, but it's also like okay, you're settled. You know,
it's the best of the options.
Yeah. Yeah. But maybe, like, if you had kids and you're like, okay, go to dad, that's a little bit better because it's like, okay, there's kids involved.
Yeah, but then if you're like, okay, go to daddy, weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Weird.
Yeah. Go to your father.
Honestly, it's
ask
cringy.
your dad.
It's cringy to be in a relationship with a man.
It kind of is.
When a guy talks about their girlfriend, though, perfect.
No, it's perfect.
I think so much more highly of him immediately, you know?
I'm like, oh my gosh, you have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But not in a way that I want you, but in like I respect you.
No. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, tell me all about your girlfriend. I know she's probably a jillion times more interesting than you. I might be a little bit sexist toward men.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely get some hate on this ending.
Not in like a super negative way. Like, I just literally think women are more interesting than men. And I know it's because I'm a woman or because I'm like deeply ingrained in my womanhood. But yeah, I just like, sorry.
Yeah. Although I feel like it may almost be a little bit easier for guys to have like not easier, but they have like a lot of hobbies sometimes, like playing instruments, golfing, just like
it's playing.
Not that women can't.
For men.
No, but you like at my church, everyone who plays instruments are men. They play the bass, the guitar, the piano, like they do it all. There's no women, which is kind of rare actually. Usually,
yeah, my mom plays the piano at church.
I was about to say usually a piano player is a woman.
Yeah.
But ours, all men.
Is that?
Do you get what I mean?
Is that a rule?
But like they also no.
Oh.
That's just how the cards have fallen. But like they also fix up old cars. You know, like they have cool hobbies. I'm not gonna say more, but they have like pretty. I would love to fix up an old car. Maybe it's just because I want to do that.
Do it.
Also, my outfit is giving mechanic.
You are giving mechanic. What am I giving in my vest out of my suit? I have a suit that matches this, but clearly I'm just wearing the vest. I'll never wear this vest with the suit. That would be weird.
You look studious. I've used that word way too much, but I mean, you look like an adult.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're welcome. It's like your day off from the firm, or you like got home from the firm, quickly changed, or going to dinner.
Yeah.
I just got back from the body shop.
Exactly.
And I'm okay with that. You can hate men. I'll love them. Somebody's got to do it.
I'm perfectly good with that arrangement.
Not too much though. Like I'll tolerate them. You know.
Of course. Yeah, I think I've cleaned off my slate. I don't have anything else to say.
Your slate is clean.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy. You can rest easy for the rest of the week.
Actually, I do have one more thing to say. I have 2 grievances to air. Okay.
Oh.
Do you have any? I want you to air something. I want you to like play.
I don't know. Maybe you'll ignite something within me.
These are 2 law school grievances. One of them is orientation specific, so I'll start with that one. I've said this to my friends a million times. Every single setting that we have been in, and we're supposed to be meeting people. We're supposed to be like talking to people, and we have been. I've met a ton of people. I know, like, I feel like I know a lot of my class, and every single freaking place that we have been has been 5 jillion decibels. It has been so loud, and I'm just sitting there trying to like connect with someone, staring at their lips to try to read their lips. And then when I'm talking, I'm like trying to talk so loud and so clearly. And it's just like it exhausts me. Like we'll be like in an hour lunch and it's so loud that I just can't do it. And I know it's like, that's no one's fault in particular, but I just can't wait to be in just a classroom setting where I can talk to the person next to me at a normal volume. Anyway.
Yeah, you're going to make it click, aren't you?
No. I'll talk to everybody. I just don't want it to be so loud.
I get what it's too overstimulating.
It really is.
And when I'm in situations like that, I just want to like zone out.
Same. I just want to
I'm done.
Close in.
But you can't do that because you're supposed to be making your friends.
Exactly.
And if you don't jump at the ball to make a friend, they're going to make other friends.
Exactly. They're going to have their little group and then that's hard to break into.
You'll be there.
Second thing. My laptop is currently sitting on my books. And these books, first of all, some of them are pretty, so I like them. They're like kind of, giving academia, like,
yeah,
they're like red with little black. Anyway, they're cool looking. However, they're the heaviest things I've ever lifted in my life. Not to be dramatic. They're so heavy. And some people So, like, the law school is across this, like, pretty long bridge from the front campus, which is where we went to get our books. And some people, like, got them at lunch and carried them all the way back over there. And I was like, holy cow. I personally drove over there, got mine. But I just want to say they're so heavy. So if you guys see me, like, getting a lot stronger in the coming weeks,
getting ripped,
I promise I'm not working out. It's from carrying these books.
Do you have to take them to class every day?
Well, I think I'm going to leave them at school and try to do most of my work at school, because we have a little, like, space. Each of us has a little individual space, which is really nice. But
that's cool.
So I'm going to try to do everything at school and be able to leave them there. Just go home and chill.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
I'm glad that you got that off your chest.
Thank you.
All right, guys. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of us airing out your horror stories per usual. Yeah. Our favorite thing to do is talk about you.
Talk about other people's problems.
Yes. We hope that you have enjoyed. Please send us any recommendations for future story episodes or any episode in general. We'll see you back next week, obviously. And we hope that you have the best week ever. Happy almost September. And we hope that the fall air is upon you. Okay? All right. See ya. Love ya.
Bye.
Bye.